Nerang.
Guitar World in Nerang.
Yeah.
Guitar World.
Yeah. It's a big old shop.
Push.
Come
Thanks,
see us,
Graham. Thanks, Graham. Marty.
10% discount.
Thanks, Blaze.
Graham, there's just not enough
push the
Grahams
store.
in rock and roll. You ever notice that? Graham, Blur. There's a
Graham.
Graham.
Yeah.
Graham.
Don't touch the
Alan.
Graham.
Any,
Alan Stafford.
Alan.
I just noticed that recently. Yeah.
Alan.
Rock and roll
Alan.
names.
Almond.
Come on, Rollerball.
Oh yeah,
man.
no, we did some good. Like we were lucky enough early on in the piece.
Big
Rollerball
day out.
to.
Did you?
Big day out. Come on, Matty.
Yeah, we played there. But
Which one?
But we were lucky enough. Justin Gain, I've got to mention Justin Gain. He kicked us off and paid for our first ever production. Long story short, wrote the first album with Dave, who'd already written the music, and I sat with him and just penned lyrics and got that out. Early on the piece, supported Monster Magnet, fantastic American band. Supported Henry Rollins early in the piece. Supported some really good touring acts. That album worked really well for us, man. That was great, and a lot of surf movies we jumped straight into. So everything just snowballed. From played Livid and played Big Day Out the year that System of a Down headlined the main stage. We were on the main stage that day, and supported the Queens when they first come to Australia.
Queens of the Stone Age.
way.
First ever tour, yeah.
Fuck, I
At
never knew that.
Sydney Metro, yep. So Chug Biz with Chuggy, and we got to the second level of being a fucking... I could have become a muso for life, nearly, and it probably would have killed me.
Could have been a contender.
But yeah,
Did
lots
you-
of good stuff.
Okay.
Positive stuff.
Could I have a question then? Like, speaking of Chuggy and all that sort of thing, like it may possibly did for me, did the industry all of a sudden change? Did you feel that, like in the late 90s?
Yeah.
All of a sudden it was like, yeah. Then all of a sudden, like, what the...
Yeah, I noticed it more so with just going out to venues generally. I noticed the stress and the tension in venues from security, from bar people. I really did, because I spent that much time out in those places doing what I was doing. You noticed it. All of a sudden, a knock and a little spilt bit of fucking piss, you were on straight away. Whereas the year prior, we were running amok. You could do whatever you wanted. 92, 93, 94.
So is
Yeah.
that's regulations and laws and bureaucracy?
And followed that the pokies and the necessity to make money as a business and forget about the community side of things, which I can't even go there. So it's a waste of time. It really is. It's politics, and it's killed a lot of what we love to do. And it'll remain. It will remain. It'll never die, ever.
What was a great gig you remember?
Mate, see, I don't remember individual nights, I've got to tell you. I do not remember. I can't just put my finger on. I think it's not just... A lot of people think that's what it is. A lot of people think that I completely exit myself. It's dead set like an exorcism for me. See? Yeah!
Jesus Christ. Mattg just opened the 20 beers, just hit the ground.
That's what happens. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
That's exactly what happens.
It was like the sound of some brain... what do you call it?
Something coming out
Brain
of something.
cells.
That was an exorcism.
Yeah, that sound that was
an exorcism
similar
of
to
the
my brain
fridge.
cells.
But I mean, hey, playing with Rose Tattoo in Shed 14 in the Melbourne Docklands for a Globe conference, that was awesome. Playing with the Rose Tats, the bass player was still alive. Matt Angry and had some good times. But Aussie bands Cruel Sea toured up the coast with Cruel Sea and Grinspoon and Super Jesus and kicked footies with Tex Perkins, great man.
Of course.
And
that would have been, following tour buses, Taragos and...
Man, just doing it on the absolute DL, man. Cheap as fuck. It was high ace. I was in a Toyota high ace getting warmed up by the engine laying flat on the ground for 5 minutes if I could,
Would you remember back then you had to lug in the PA?
It was ridiculous.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
You did? Oh,
No, mate. You're kidding.
I've done plenty of those ones. Oh.
Yeah, but back in the, I know you know, but, you know, when you supported a band, you had to lug in the PA
for them.
But what I'm sort of asking is that
not at the playroom. No, I was never at the playroom.
I remember when it was a realisation that like the crew guys and there was a certain circuit.
That's all gone now, by the way. You don't have you don't have that anymore.
I used to know guys that made money from rock and roll.
Yeah.
They'd follow bands around and get gigs doing this or that.
Roadies, they're actual
roadies. Yeah. I wanted to be a roadie.
Like full truck, full production
I
with
had
the
the choice of being a groupie or a roadie. I didn't want to be a groupie.
You would have paid more money.
Yeah, they're all bum bags and nigger bands, weren't they? You know, like Chains, the boys. You could pick a roadie a mile away, mate.
I haven't heard that.
Mate, what do you know, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were great. Loved them. The Chin was probably the best roadie I ever knew. If the Chin's out there,
What about Speedy?
Yeah.
Speedy.
Hey!
Fuck yeah.
I used to work for Lock and Load in Sydney, so I did a lot of that stuff in there.
Yeah.
But there was an actual circuit, you know, an actual like, whoa, this path had been beaten for 20 years, 30 years before, whatever, 50 years before. I can imagine that's pretty much dead now, you know, sadly.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is why
the venues now want bands to bring in a small, shitty fucking vocal PA that won't make any noise. Like, people go out. You really want to get into what has happened to live music? No. People have no idea. They go out and see a band now, and they think they're going to see. They think they're going to see what we used to have in the 80s and 90s, where there was an actual real band on stage with a real kit and real amps and a big PA and a fucking light show and volume. Now the venues want bands to walk in with a pissy little fucking PA. The bass player can't use his rig. The guitarist can't bring an amp.
Fucking iPads.
Yeah.
It's weird,
and then they wonder why people don't go out and see live music anymore. Yeah. You know, and for a start, they won't pay over $1,000, but you're lucky if a band gets paid over $1,200 a night. I mean, back then venues used to pay for production, they used to pay for the transport, they used to pay for roadies, they used to pay for the band, they'd pay for your accom, you'd have a meal, and you know, and they'd make money over the bar.
Yeah.
Now,
so
don't get me started.
Oh, please start.
No,
I'm interested.
Actually, no, I'm sure no one.
No one wants to talk.
It's a negative conversation.
No, because I'll get my nuts cut off.
Which is why I'm really interested in the positive, some stories of some great gigs or great venues. You know, we're talking about.
There were plenty of
Playroom was always.
That's
great.
where Matty and I cut our teeth. Really,
yeah, definitely.
That's where we started.
I spent hour upon hour standing all by myself singing a lot of this music. Just it meant that much to me. It meant that much to me as an individual that I'd spend my time. I'm not a conversationalist. I can yap a little bit. I'm not someone who wants to sit there and small talk with the boys, fucking having a beer, talking shit. I get involved in. The Playroom was a fucking cathartic place. It was really big, and there was a screen, and there was a dude in the DJ box with a stupid mannequin who would be shaking around, and it was you know, you can feel it again. I come back to that. Everything. I hate the sterile world that we're pushing towards. So yes, those memories were good. They were fantastic. And there's some, you can create a night like that, and that's part of what Outshine does. We create a night where you can again come back, get a bit loose. We'll look after you. Get a bit loose. Get involved. The girls can groove. If anyone messes with anyone down the front, this is what we're about. We want it to be a good big night. You don't need security guards to control a night. That's absolute bullshit.
Stage driving.
That
You remember
creates
stage driving?
garbage.
Stage driving in the 90s was
There you go.
nuts.
Mikey's dared me to stage dive. He said he'll sing Breathe. Is it Breathe?
Yeah.
By Nirvana, if he'll do that. And,
that's the fast one.
Yeah, I don't care.
Wicked song.
I'm happy
Then I'll
stage
stage
diving's
dive.
dead, personally. I'm happy it's gone.
Never done it before.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It's called public
I
liability.
got hammered by a big fat chick at the bloody big day out during Rage Against
Did
the
you get a
Machine.
mouthful, Matty?
No, some big
he'll
fat
tell you
chick
a
was
story.
doing a stage dive, and she come down and the back of the heel of a Doc Marten hammered me in the head about 5 foot from the front.
That's
of
what
the
I'm concerned about,
bloody
Matty.
railing it.
Yeah.
And I was out for fucking all money. I come out without about 3 minutes later going, what the hell happened just then?
Yeah.
So I'm glad stage diving's dead. Too old for that shit.
But it still
Like I
happens.
used to.
It still happens.
What about the kids now swinging their arms and...
Yeah, Pacey had a big, because Pacey's a security guard. is his normal job. He had quite a rant on his Facebook page last month about that, because he plays metal shows and he gets to see crowds going stupid. And he targeted Wall of Death. As I said, he's a security guard, so he absolutely targeted the people that get into that stupid, whatever you call it,
something.
Yeah.
Attitude or method.
Oh, look how old we are. We don't know.
Fucking kill or something.
Is it?
Kill. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
remember now. It's some bullshit like that. Some way.
But anything that's going to not harm, like, just be kind to people, you know. Anything that's not going to hurt anybody else, as long as you're in your own personal space. And
but don't play folk
You've had
music.
too many koala karmas, Mike.
I've had too many Corona legals.
Okay, guys.
Hey, the kids have been pogoing and killing each other for years. Let's not stop now.
All right, we've hit the hour mark, so
Good luck to them.
Let's set up these guitars and play a few tunes, and we'll come back.
Cool.
This podcast is brought to you by Koala Karma, the chill out drink. Sit back, relax,
And love everybody.
Be kind, people.
play some folk music.
That was good, Matty.
Yeah.
Sit back and relax and love everybody.
Blind Melon, hey?
Yeah.
Had a bit of a resurgence. I only knew the one song, I'll be honest.
Well, there's it. Nah, man, I know that inside out, that stuff.
So we're recording.
Yeah,
Okay. So do you want to explain what's going on?
they're setting up. How you going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to.
Gold Coast versus Drew Kruck podcast.
You can rename it.
Australia's hardest working podcast. Sponsored by Koala Karma, the chill out drink. Sit back, relax, and
Listen to some.
Outshined.
There we go. That's the name.
Tuning their
I was
guitars.
setting up some halftime podcast entertainment.
This is actually quite. We're actually quite privileged, aren't we?
Yeah, well, Drew's bringing the show to us.
Well, because I just found out. I just got some inside info.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da, da, da. Inside info. They're playing at Miami Shark Bar on the 19th of May.
Oh, you mean the band? We're quite privileged to see the band. I thought we're quite privileged to sit here and talk crap whilst Drew wanders around. No, not really, to be honest. We've been here before. But
No, we're just trying to kill the time or fill in the space, whatever. No, but they're playing at Miami Shark Bar, 19th of May, and apparently, inside info. Oh, should I be giving this inside info? Maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, might as well. This is Gold Coast versus Drew Kruck.
Well, apparently they've already got 1,000 people saying they're interested in coming up to watch them. So, when you think of it in that context, we're watching these guys for free, and they've come to us.
but we don't think they're charging us.
Oh, I didn't bring my wallet.
Drew's got plenty of money. I think.
He keeps saying he doesn't, though.
So will you be playing?
He may have got a sponsor for the show. Mate, I don't know. Don't ask me, but yeah.
Whom?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying that we don't have to pay because he's got a sponsor for the show.
But you know more than we do.
No.
Because you're like his right-hand man right now.
I'm his brother from another bar.
Yes.
Yeah, because he just shoves us aside, Matty.
Yeah.
Now that he's got Azar with all his super duper fucking technical fucking whiz shit.
Yep, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we should defect Rika. We should go and do the Rika and Matt versus Gold Coast.
Yes.
Oh,
I think we should.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything. At least you've got a camera. What have I got?
you've got your iPhone. You can just do it on that.
Yes.
Everyone's got an iPhone though.
Yes.
No one's doing podcasts on them.
Maybe put some time.
Oh,
Yes.
don't. Anyway,
Yes.
so all this sound check stuff.
Rika, Matty,
Yes.
Harry.
Hello.
It's going really well without you. Yeah.
You can cut this out.
Yes. That's it. Yeah.
So 19th of
Yes.
May.
19th of May,
Yep.
Whereabouts?
Miami Shark Bar.
Miami Shark.
Yes. Yep.
It sounds good.
Yeah, like, just Denise.
Hey?
Just Denise.
This version of Nutshell.